The A's bats couldn't be tamed, and Lopez on the mound was absolutely untouchable. Today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Booney, one name, all passion. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button wherever you are following the show. Jacob Lopez took the mound for the A's today, delivering yet another outstanding performance. 7 2/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs. He struck out 10 and did not walk anyone. A career performance for Jacob Lopez, throwing 114 pitches. He has not allowed a run in his last 17 innings. This was just another calm masterpiece from a starter who quietly is climbing his status up to A status. Offensively, the A's did their part early. Colby Thomas blasted his first career home run in the second. Shea Langeliers followed a sacrifice fly that padded the lead, and another Colby Thomas sac fly later extended the cushion to 4-0, setting the stage for an A's payday. Soderstrom tacked on a solo homer in the 8th to make it 5-0, and we tacked on another insurance in the 9th to make the tally 6-0. Jacob Lopez was the story today. He made the Nationals look flustered, stalled by both his steady presence and early offensive explosions. Washington bats were silent, man, unable to muster anything as Lopez was just dominant. Defensively, the A's were good as well. Even Tyler Soderstrom in left field flashed the leather, making an outstanding play out in left field. And the A's defense even turned a bizarre double play on a batter interference call to keep Washington off balance. It was an amazing performance by the A's. Again, we got to keep things a little bit into perspective. It was the Nationals, but right now for the A's, you get a series win, you get wins, period. For a young team, it goes a long way, man. Especially when you are talking about clutch hitting, opportunistic hitting, and maybe it has A's fans dreaming, maybe, that the A's have found its late summer groove, kind of like it did last year, but more about what this means for the future. Later on in the show, we're going to talk about what the A's 2026 lineup could possibly look at. Will there be any major changes? Will there be any major signings? Well, in order to do that, we got to see who's coming on the book, who's coming off the books, what the A's are willing to spend, and right, something they haven't really done historically. Jacob Lopez, has he cemented his spot in the rotation next year alongside a Luis Severino and a Jeffrey Springs? Can you say right now that Jacob Lopez is the number 3 starter? And Jacob Lopez is fairly young. He's still a rookie. How much further can this kid go? Can we see him as a starter in 2028 in Vegas? We'll see. As of late, he's been dominant. 17 scoreless innings. And what was a great feel-good story about today also, guys, is Colby Thomas. I mean, Colby Thomas probably is coming down to his last week of giving a chance from his first call-up, and he's been in a dreadful slump. I mean, something like 3 for 30, 3 for 25. And for him to homer the way he did in the second after the Darell Hernaiz walk said a lot. And speaking of Darell Hernaiz has been fantastic. We saw him a little bit last year, right? We saw him last year when he got prod up, a good utility fielder, but struggled with the bat. He was good this year in Vegas. He was real good. He was gap to gap with juice, doubles, triples. He played a number of positions from shortstop to third base to second base. Can Darell Hernaiz be the guy that replaces, let's say, a Max Schumann? Darell Hernaiz right now, 321 so far since he has been brought up. And he was hitting a little over 300 when he was in Vegas. So there's a lot of exciting things going on with regard to the A's. But guys, when you're talking story about today's game, again, you can't say enough about Jacob Lopez, man. Jacob Lopez was fantastic. He pitched to strikes. One thing that has been an issue with Jacob Lopez has been his command. He has gotten himself in trouble this year when he has walked a number of batters. And when you're talking 7 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, no walks, that says a lot, man. That says a lot. He could have easily gone the distance. But I don't know if you guys saw it. Lowe had a 17 pitch at bat in the 8th inning. 17 pitch at bat. That just got his pitch count to just a whole new level. I don't think Kotsay had a choice but to pull Lopez in that situation. Offensively, the big inning was the second, right? Soderstrom hit a hard liner to left field. That's fine. 1 out. Hernandez, as he's been doing since he's been being called up and what he has been doing when he was in Vegas, he worked to a full count, earned a walk, and then Colby Thomas, leftish center field, 406 feet. Colby Thomas looked better today. He looked like he had his timing back. Again, we got to keep things in a perspective a little bit with regard to who the A's were facing on the mound. I mean, everybody hit again. The A's mustered up a number of hits today. How many hits did the A's have in total? 12 hits. Jesus, 12 hits. Langeliers 1 for 4. Kurtz 0 for 3. It's a nice day to have Kurtz off when we're handling business like this. Rooker 2 for 5. MacGyver 0 for 5. Just has not been able to figure out since he's been up. Soderstrom added a homer in the 8th. 1 for 4. His 21st of the year. Hernandez 2 for 3. Colby Thomas 1 for 1. 3 RBIs. Blade 0 for 2. Luis Urias 2 for 4. Schumann had 3 hits. So we got to keep things in a perspective, but our approach at the plate I thought was incredible. It could have been a lot bigger of a deficit as far as a blowout goes. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. But when you have a guy like Jacob Lopez just being the stud he is for 7 1/3 innings like he did, there's not much. There's not much else you can ask for. So real nice. It's like I said earlier at the Open, always nice to get a series win. Always nice to get wins, regardless of who it is, who you're playing against, what time of the year it is. At this point, when you see a young team winning and seeing pitching, which has been our challenge, start to put together start after start, it's saying something and it's promising. And I want to talk about Jacob Lopez. I want to talk about the pitching rotation next year and what you see it for the future. Up next. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason is already heating up, and college football isn't far behind. It's the perfect time to lock in your season-long, more or less picks for the 2025 football season, all before Week 1 kicks off. Whether you have got your eye on big-name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, Prize Picks makes it easy to get in the game. I've already made a few of my season-long picks. Josh Allen for more than 27.5 touchdowns. Lock it up. I've used Prize Picks for a few seasons now, and I love how simple it is. I can get a lineup in before my coffee finishes brewing. Preseason picks help me get a feel for how the year could go. It's like a fun warm-up for the full season. the flex play option is a total game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you still doubled my money. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Locked On MLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks. Run your game. Guys, Jacob Lopez. I got to go back to Jacob Lopez once again and talk about how dominant he has been. Let's talk about his several starts, his last 5 or 6 starts as we see him and what he has done, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. I mean, can you believe our top 3 pitchers was from that Joe Boyle trade? Springs and Lopez are neck and neck. Lopez reduced his ERA today for the season to 3.59. 3.59 today. 7 2/3. 10 Ks. No walks. 3 hits. Dominant. Friday against the D-backs. 5 innings, 5 hits. No runs. 5 Ks, 2 walks. Against the Astros in Houston. 4 1/3. 2 hits. No runs. No earned. 4 walks. 4 Ks. His last bad outing was basically against Texas. And he was actually doing okay in Texas until the 5th inning hit him. Excuse me, the 6th inning hit him. 5 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 6 Ks, 3 walks. Against Toronto, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. San Francisco, he struggled. But look at some of the strikeouts he's had in games. Houston, in Sacramento, 9 strikeouts. Kansas City, in KC, 9 strikeouts. In that game, he went 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs. Against the Phillies in Sacramento, 7 innings, 8 Ks. He went 3 hits, 1 run against one of the best offenses in baseball. What's your guys' thoughts on Jacob Lopez? How far can this kid go? Right now, to me, the kid is for sure has a spot in the starting rotation for 2026. Chuck, what's up, bud? Great bounce back today. Yes. Yes, absolutely. After the bats went dead yesterday, to come back and ride the coattails of Jacob Lopez, 1,000%. Fatal fire, my man. Springs, Lopez trade has been amazing for us. Yeah, you know, Joe Boyle's been good for Tampa Bay, but he hasn't had too many outings in Tampa Bay. But for me, it's been the same old Joe Boyle. He comes out great first 3-4 innings, shuts everybody down, loses command, gives up the big hit, so forth. We'll see. Vegas, Lopez, all zeros. 100%, man. 100%. So right now, when you look at the 2026 rotation, you got to put in Springs. You got to put in Severino, right? You got to put in Springs. And right now, it's Lopez's spot. 4 and 5, I don't know. Is it going to be a Jack Perkins? Is it going to be a JT Ginn? Is it going to be a Brady Basso? Brady Basso had his first rehab outing last night in Vegas. He only went an inning. He pitched well. I don't believe he allowed any hits. He may have allowed 1, but no runs. Very nice. Schumann, 3 doubles. Yes. Coming from the bottom of the lineup and how he has replaced Wilson in that spot. Him and Hernandez have done an incredible job, haven't they? They've been both fantastic. When you're talking about filling in for Wilson, you can't say enough about both of them. Fantastic. Couldn't be more pleased with both of them. Starting rotation. Brady Basso, JT Ginn, Jack Perkins. Now, here's the deal about signing anybody new, right? Here's the deal with our salary next year, salary cap. And the question with regard to the A's is the question it's always been. Are they going to spend? We have Leclerc coming off the books, $10 million. Andahar, Seth Brown, Seth Brown, Urshela, Urias, all coming off the books. McFarland coming off the books. That's an additional $7 million. Here's the problem, though. Severino is going from $20 million to $25 million next year. So that's $5 million more. Rooker is going up $4 million. So that's $9 million, right? So that right there, Rooker and Severino knock out basically Leclerc coming off the books. I was Jay Poo, what's up? But I was really hoping for the complete game. Me too. I was. I don't know if you saw it. That 17 pitch at bat to Lowe in the 8th. Jesus, that was a killer, man. That cost him. I mean, all of a sudden his pitch count went from like 91 to 108. I mean, it took, in the next batter too was no joke. I mean, he got the first 2 guys out handily, and he was at like 26 pitches for the inning. McIver caught a good game for Lopez today. He also caught him in June when Lopez went off. Yeah, hey, I like McIver, man. I like McIver. Now, the question is we still have team control over Austin Wynn next year. I like Austin Wynns. I like Austin. But I do like McIver better, man. I do like McIver better. For me, I'm keeping McIver. I like his young energy. I like what he brings as far as attitude. He's been our best hitter in the farm system. Unfortunately, he struggled when he's come up here. 0 for 5 was a little disappointing. I was rooting for him to do well and make a statement at the plate. That didn't happen. Whatever. Yes, that ruined it, J. Poo, for sure. So as far as free agents, right? If the A's decide they don't want to spend, because they will be approximately at the minimum threshold in order for revenue sharing, with Severino's salary going up and Rooker's salary going up. Butler goes up a little bit, not a big deal, even with whatever's coming off the books. I mean, here's who you're looking at, though. Even to sign anybody like long term, like you're looking at like a Cal Quantrill from the Marlins, right? Who's kind of expensive. He would be an option. Griffin Canning, I believe he's with the Mets now, would be an option. So we're not looking at any big names. I don't think the A's are going to go out of their way to spend. What I do think is going to happen is and we heard David Force says, hey, we want to win now. He did say that. But at the same time, everybody's priority with regard to the organization and how it's being set up is for 2028. I don't think they're going to spend until they get to Vegas, until you have Severino's contract coming off the books, right? That's $22 million in 2028. That'll be open. I believe the A's will pick up the option for Jeffrey Springs if he has even somewhat of a similar year to what he has now. In 2027, they'll pick up the team option. Izzy, Anthony, I didn't see that. Thank you. I didn't know that. So Griffin Canning. But to give you an idea of the kind of level of free agents out there that the A's could possibly afford. Like I said, a Cal Quantrill, a Griffin Canning, to his caliber type pitcher. Obviously, Canning in particular is not available. I didn't know he was unavailable for all of next year. I knew he was hurt. I didn't know how serious it was. Here's another question, guys. Gunnar Hoglund. What's the deal with Gunnar Hoglund? When will he come back? How hurt is he? I haven't heard anything distinctive on Gunnar Hoglund. I know his injury is serious. I know it's going to be obviously missing all of this year. Is he going to miss part of next year? I don't know. That's what I don't know. In June. Okay. Thanks, Anthony. I am in Bamboo. What's up, bud? I am in Gray Eagle. You guys know where Gray Eagle's? That's about 45 minutes away from Tahoe. 50 minutes. Gold country. We've been coming up here for a long time, playing a little golf, all that good stuff. So close to Tahoe. Come back tonight. So last day, but wanted to, hey, you get an A's win, you got to hop on and talk about it, right? But when I come back after this break, what I do want to talk about, fellas, is I want to talk about what the A's lineup could potentially look like next year. I don't know. What do you guys think? First, second, short, all that good stuff. What do you think the A's lineup could potentially look like? I'll see you in a minute. Have you ever decided at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merchandise, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time makes it possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch. And they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for an exciting MLB game, maybe the A's, next week when they come back to Sacramento. And I believe face the Angels. Tired of endless scrolling, trying to find the best deal? Game Time Zone Deals pick the best seats in your section for you. Seat views right in the app before you buy, so you will know exactly where you will be. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Guys, 2026 lineup. Here's what I got. Let's see. I got catcher Shea Langeliers. First base, Nick Kurtz. I got second base, Daryl Hernandez. At second base. Shortstop, I got Jacob Wilson. Third base, I got Max Muncy. Left field, I got Tyler Soderstrom. Center field, I got JJ Bleday. In right field, excuse me, I'm going to change that. I got JJ Bleday and Denzel Clark platooning in center. And I got Lawrence Butler and Brett Rooker platooning in right, with DH going between Rooker and Kurtz, so forth. In other words, you can mix up Butler, Rooker. Kurtz is always going to be at first. You can put Soderstrom at first as well, depending if you want to get Butler out of the lineup against left-handed pitching, and put Rooker in right field, right? And then potentially Soderstrom at first, Kurtz DHing in that scenario, depending on what's going on. But right now, that's how I see things turning out. As far as the four guys, utility guys I see off the bench, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So if you were to take, okay, let me do that again. Let's just take a simple 9. Langeliers, Kurtz, Hernandez, Jacob Wilson, Max Muncy, Tyler Soderstrom, Denzel Clark, Lawrence Butler, Brett Rooker DHing, right? That is 9. Off the bench, got to have 4. I got 13 and 13, right? I got a Blade. I got McIver, which leaves two spots open. I'm not sold on Geloff until he can start hitting. Simple as that. Geloff's not in the team until he can start hitting. That leaves two spots open. That's where it gets a little harder. I'm going to go Brett Harris as one of those spots. Who do you go in that last spot, right? This is where it gets a little tougher. There's no one really that I could sit here and say, hey, what a standout for that final spot that we need to put on the squad. And that right there is the depth of the A's team. What do we got here? Chuck, really hope Wolchuk gets things figured out and gets the... God, Chuck, he is so far from there, though, man. I'm with you. I am with you with regard to Waldichuk. But every time he's gotten a shot, he's gotten shelled. I mean, hit hard. Until Waldichuk can... And I get it. Listen, he's coming back from injury. I understand that. I'm with you. But listen, guys, until he starts getting people out, he can't be a part of any equation as far as I'm concerned. Give Soderstrom, yes, Bill, I think Soderstrom should start working on reps right when the offseason ends, man. There's no reason why Soderstrom shouldn't be getting reps at third base now, just to get accustomed with it. What a great return in the offseason that landed Springs and Lopez. Where we would be if Ginn and Lopez made the rotation beginning of the season instead of Estes and Bideau. That's hard to say now, though, Vague, right? I mean, that's hard to really say right now, especially coming off of because you got to remember in 2024, Ginn and Estes and Bideau were Ginn and Lopez, right? Estes and Bideau had great second halves last year. So it's easy to say now, yeah, I get it, but I didn't feel like we were really going in blind with our rotation this year based on what we saw from Estes and Bideau at the end of 2024. Easy to say now, yeah, I get it, but, and again, Lopez wasn't a guy that looked great at the beginning of the season either. He's gradually gotten better. He has gradually gotten better. He got hit in his first couple outings, so, you know, Yes, right. Lopez didn't look. See, Bill gets it. You know. Hey, by the way, guys, Urshela hit a ball to the warning track on Tuesday night. So that takes care of that. His first ball to the warning track was a double. I saw it land on the dirt. Bill, I know you're a big Urshela guy, and he had a big game too. So Urshela finally got the ball to the warning track. I don't think we'll be re-signing Urshela. But we've seen crazier things from this franchise. Yeah. So it's easy to say now as far as our starting rotation. And I talked about this at the beginning of the show as well. Severino, Springs, Lopez, boom. As far as 4 and 5, who knows? Anthony, it takes young pitchers to develop at the MLB level and patience. I don't necessarily agree with that, Anthony. I think I am a firm believer in you have to, in order to move your way up the system. If you start at single A, low A Stockton, you got to dominate low A Stockton in order to get to high A. You dominate high A, you get to double A. You dominate double A, you get to triple A. You dominate triple A, you get to the majors. I don't think you can struggle at triple A and be given a golden pass to the major leagues based on what we think you will be. That's the only part that I will disagree with you on. I do believe it takes time and you have to be patient. But I don't think I don't think you can send a kid directly to the major leagues, watch him struggle, and look at that as development. That's my take on it. What's your bullpen next year? Great question. Great question. Bullpen next year. I'm going to give you my bullpen next year. I think they're going to start Luis Morales in the bullpen. So when we're talking bullpen, we're talking 8 spots, right? You're going to have your 5 starters. You're going to have your 5 starters in the bullpen. Look for Gustavo Rodriguez, Luis Morales. So here's the deal. The idea of the way the A's have gone about things is you don't necessarily draft or develop bullpen guys. Everyone gets developed for the most part to be a starting pitcher. If they don't have starting pitching stuff, they go to the pen. There are a few exceptions to that. To answer your question on the bullpen, Gustavo Rodriguez, you got to go with Newcomb. You got to go with Kelly. Morales or Perkins, either or. Okay, that's 4. Who else are we looking at? I like the kid in Midland, Gustavo. He's been really, really good. I believe that's his name. The one we got in the Padres trade. The other kid from San Diego, I don't think he's gotten a start yet. Who else do we have out there? Ferguson. I can see Ferguson just got called up. I still like Ferguson stuff. I'm not giving up on Ferguson. Ferguson, believe it or not, guys, was just our closer last year in July when Mason Miller was hurt. And he was dominant at the beginning of the season. You still got Justin Sterner. Don't forget about Mikel Otañez. Don't forget about Otañez, who's been out most of the year. Don't forget about Brady Basso. We got a lot of guys there. So I don't know if – I will tell you this. I think we have 10 additional pitchers outside Lopez, Severino, and Springs that can go either or, starting pitching or bullpen, with the exception of a couple, okay? With the exception of a couple, like a Newcomb, like a Ferguson, like a Kelly. That's a few more, but you guys know where I'm getting at. Nice play for Soderstrom at the warning track today. Yeah, Vegas, absolutely. No question about it, man. No question about it. Soderstrom has made some nice plays today. Remember the one he made in Texas earlier on this year? The first time we played in Texas against the Edge, he's made some nice plays. He's just made some bad plays. It's the first time he's playing out there, man, and the kid's young, 21 years old, man. Interesting lineup. I like hey, and I'll tell you this, man. Going in the offseason this year, wasn't a big Hernandez guy. Wasn't a big Hernandez guy whatsoever. But he's shown a lot, man. He's shown a lot. Watching the Little Leagues World Series first base from Delaware, like for mature Nick Kurtz. Sorry. Yeah, Elvis Alvarado. I did forget about him. Elvis Alvarado. Yeah, you're right. He's in the mix. He's pitched well. He gave up that bomb the other night, though. Bill, you didn't, you kind of were silent on that one. But no, Alvarado has been impressive. And when you have another year of a guy like him developing in that fastball command and what it could be, who knows? Who knows, guys? Hey, we got Baltimore coming in we're going to Baltimore for a 3-game set. Hey, and Baltimore's been playing good ball. They're playing loose. They're playing very, very, very good. Last day on vacay, coming back to the Bay Area tomorrow, unfortunately. And we should get more of a regular show and podcast and all that good stuff. But hey, series win in Washington. Got to take it. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. Take care, folks.